I am like any other man. All I do is supply a demand. I'm a businessman. I've made my money supplying a popular demand. Some call it bootlegging, some call it racketeering. I call it a business. The country wanted booze and I organized it. Why should I be called a public enemy? I give the public what it wants. I never had to send out high-pressure salesmen. All I ever did was sell beer and whiskey to our best people. When I sell liquor, they call it bootlegging. When my patrons serve it on silver trays on Lakeshore Drive, they call it hospitality. Nobody wanted prohibition. This town voted 6-1 against it. Prohibition has made nothing but trouble. I violate the prohibition law, sure. Who doesn't? The only difference is that I take more chances than the man who drinks a cocktail before dinner. They talk about me not being legitimate. Nobody's on the legit. A crook is a crook, and there's something healthy about his frankness in the matter. But the guy who pretends he's enforcing the law and steals on his authority is a swell snake. The worst type is the big politician who gives about half his time to covering up so that no one will know he's a thief. Graft is a byword in American life today. A hardworking crook can buy these birds by the dozens, but he hates them in his heart. Capitalism is the legitimate racket of the ruling class. This American system of ours gives each and every one of us a great opportunity. People who respect nothing dread fear. It is upon fear, therefore, that I have built up my organization. Those who work for me are kept faithful because they know what might be done with them if they broke faith. I'm the boss. I'm going to continue to run things. They've been putting the Roscoe on me for a good many years, and I'm still healthy and happy. Don't let anybody kid you into thinking I can be run out of town. I haven't run yet, and I'm not going to. My rackets are run on strictly American lines, and they are going to stay that way. Don't get the idea I'm one of those goddamn radicals. Don't get the idea I'm knocking the American system. Every time a boy falls off a tricycle, every time a black cat has gray kittens, every time someone stubs a toe, every time there's a murder or a fire or the Marines land in Nicaragua, the police and the newspapers holler, "Get Capone!" It seems like I'm responsible for every crime that takes place in this country. I am sick and tired of publicity. I'd rather the newspapers wouldn't print a line about me. There's a lot of grief attached to the limelight. I've got a mother who never misses Mass. I've a wife who loves me as dearly as any woman could love a man. They have feelings. They are hurt by what the newspapers say about me. And I can't tell you what it does to my 12-year-old son when the other school children keep showing him newspaper stories that call me a killer, or worse. I've been spending the best years of my life as a public benefactor. I've given people the light pleasures, shown them a good time. And all I get is abuse. I have always been opposed to violence, to shootings. I have fought, yes, but fought for peace. I believe that the people can thank me for the fact that gang killings here are probably a thing of the past. Once you're in the racket, you're always in it. The parasites will trail you, begging for money and favors. You can never get away from them. I'll go as deep in my pockets as any man to help any guy that needs help. I can't stand to see anybody hungry or cold or helpless. Bolshevism is knocking at our gates. We must keep America whole and safe and unspoiled. We must keep the worker away from red literature. I came to Chicago with $40 in my pocket. I didn't believe in prohibiting people from getting the things they wanted. I thought prohibition was an unjust law, and I still do. The funny part of the whole thing is that a man in this line of business has so much company. I mean his customers. If people did not want beer and wouldn't drink it, a fellow would be crazy for going around trying to sell it. Al Capone was one of the most infamous figures in American history, rising from a Brooklyn street gang member to the dominant crime boss of Chicago during the Prohibition era. He built a vast empire that generated millions of dollars and made him one of the most powerful men in the country. To some, Capone was a ruthless criminal who symbolized the violence and corruption of the Roaring Twenties. To others, he was a businessman who exploited public demand and the contradictions of prohibition. Capone's legacy remains a fascinating study of power, ambition, fear, and the blurred line between crime, business, and politics. His worldview was rooted in the belief that human desires are stronger than laws, that success comes from supplying what people want, and that society often condemns publicly what it embraces privately. His quotations offer a rare glimpse into the mindset of a man who helped define an era.